What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 12, season 4 of Girl You Know What podcast. I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Keisha.
And girl, so...
we're just here.
Yeah, it's here. We're here.
Just living life.
And, between stuff going on in our lives and then the shit going on around us, in the world, did we really need an April Fool's?
Bitch, I'm saying. And you know what's so crazy? You said episode 12, and I'm like, hey, we just gonna keep going. Because sometimes you need a damn break, and sometimes you gotta keep going.
And I was thinking about that too. I said, we never discussed, when we took those few weeks off, we never discussed how many episodes we were going to do.
And then shit.
Yeah, and then I was just like, there's been so much shit going on.
It's just, so this week, I was just really sitting here thinking to myself, there is so much stuff, privately going on in my life.
Right.
That sometimes, this was just a rough week for me. Just because, sometimes people may need to reach me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
May not be reachable.
Right.
And I begin to feel guilty. Guilty for resting. So I was so fucking tired.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. It was not as bad as the day that we sprung forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because have we all figured out yet why the hell we were so tired this year when we sprung forward?
Girl.
What? It was weird, right?
Was it the weather or something? It was something, but I was
something was off because it wasn't just our group.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people talking about it in Maryland, Atlanta, people saying why am I so tired?
Right.
It was. That day was
crazy.
I felt like if I didn't go to sleep, I was going to pass out.
Exactly.
That day we sprung forward.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it was probably because I was awake.
Yeah.
When it happened, that it jumped from 1 to 3.
Right.
I was actually up. So that may have played a part in it. And I was just dead tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was dead tired. But this week was really, I was just tired of, I think I was more emotionally tired.
Yeah, drained.
Then my therapist switched offices.
Mm-hmm.
Child, them people called here and said she was not in that office. They had the audacity to say, do you want to still schedule an appointment? Hell no, I don't.
Right.
You think I'm going to explain my life to a new bitch? Y'all crazy.
Not after all this.
What's wrong with y'all? When Bernie Mac say I started the curse her looking ass out.
Okay.
But I didn't want no trouble.
Right.
No, I'm not. I don't want another one.
Wow.
Girl, please. So, but I found her. She found me. She called me. She was like, can I call you? Yes, call me.
Yeah.
I'm dying over here.
Right. I need you, girl.
Bitch, I ain't seen you since January. I'm dying. The sharks is eating me alive.
Child. And how dare these doctors do that? Because in these therapists, because I was, having issues with my wrist, and I started seeing this one specialist, and we got along and everything real good. And the next thing I know, I get a call from one of my appointments, and he's left.
Baby, that was right there.
Look, I ain't been back since.
And that's what it makes you do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a whole endocrinologist because, I don't know if I've ever said this, but thyroid disease runs in my entire family on my grandmother's side.
Yeah, same.
Almost everyone. It's a lot of us, and I'm talking about men and women.
Oh, okay.
It just runs in our family on that side. It's at least 11 or 12 of us, I will say.
Oh, wow.
And so I had an endocrinologist. I went to the appointment the first time they diagnosed me. And then I got a letter and said, this motherfucker moved to Florida. I ain't had an endocrinologist since then. I was like, God darn, Florida? Child, it be ghetto.
Yeah, real ghetto.
Oh, my goodness. But we are here.
Yes, we are.
God spared us 7 more days.
Yes.
And here we are to talk about life and foolishness.
And
I'm
foolishness.
about to say something. All the men, cover your ears because y'all get grossed out by splinters. We're really gonna have an episode where we talk about periods.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You
cause it's
know,
serious. It's a lot going on here.
because you just listen to, and I'm not just talking about like myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just mean like listening to other women talk about endometriosis, um, the 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 cramps, the fatigue,
Listen, it's
and
a
we are at the perimenopause age.
right.
So and then I think I saw a clip about Gail saying that this probably was a year or two old, where she was saying she didn't know about perimenopause. She didn't know what it was. She
Mm-hmm.
only knew about menopause.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of women, I should say, our age know that they're going through perimenopause.
And I saw an article on that not too long ago.
Yeah, I don't think, and I only know it because I started to Google some of my own symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the? And I'm thinking, you're going crazy. That's
Right.
what I'm telling myself. And then I would Google it because I would notice these certain behaviors or symptoms around my cycle. And I'm like, well, maybe it's something wrong with me. Like I'm thinking, okay, but when you get clear pap tests, you're like, okay, well, I should be fine then.
Mm.
So I Google these symptoms and it's like, oh, these are menopause symptoms. These are menopause. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
Right.
Why nobody never or even just some symptoms that are just common with a menstrual cycle
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think we talk about enough. I
Yeah,
don't think people even know.
because it changes. Like, I mean, there are like teenagers that have horrible cycles, and then there are some
Yeah.
that you don't even know you're on your period.
Right,
And then
right.
like some people it gets better as time goes on, and some people it gets worse. Some people just have bad ones all the way through. It's just
Right.
like, yes, it's a lot. It varies from, and so it's like there's no thing that's set in stone, like this is what you're going to experience. And I think that's what we
No,
were
but I just
taught.
think like yes, some of the like anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So I always notice this really weird anxiety feeling come over me.
Mm.
Not for a long period of time, but it would be like a rush,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be short of breath, and it would probably be like what would feel like an anxiety attack.
Because you knew some bullshit was getting ready to come on you.
And then, but it was my
That's
cycle.
what I'm saying. That's what it
I
is.
looked it up like it would
Yeah.
either happen the day before it started or a day once I was a day in.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like this really, I couldn't explain it. And I looked it up like, am I going crazy?
Mm-hmm. You do. You go
And it
through.
was
I
like,
mean,
oh, this is a common sense. And I'm gonna tell you something
listen.
else that's gonna blow your mind. A runny nose.
Mm.
I always noticed that my nose was
See
running.
what I'm saying? And it's just
And
like you
then
just
I
never
knew it was
know.
strange because it was happening to Sade. And then I was
Oh
like, now wait
wow.
a minute. Something
Right.
ain't
Like,
right.
wait a minute. What's going on
So
with
then
us?
I Googled it like runny nose on cycle. Like what
Mm-hmm.
is this? And it said because the histamines in your body are so like loose or like active, overly active when your cycle comes,
Mm-hmm.
you will experience a runny nose. Some people will experience that. And I was like, oh, okay. It made me feel better. Like, I was
Right.
like, okay, there's nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily Google it to be like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. I Google it to feel like, oh, okay, this is normal. So this is not a big deal. Like,
Mm.
don't worry about it. Because I know some people out there Googling symptoms like, I'm dying.
Right.
What's happening to me?
Heck yeah, what is wrong with me?
I have to go to the doctor.
All the
Like, I'm not
time.
really like that.
Shoot, I am. But I don't take it seriously. I just want to know, like, what could it be? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Right.
experiencing this, and it's just like, oh, it's just an anxiety attack. I'm like, okay, cute. Like, I mean,
Right,
whatever,
right. Once I
yeah.
realize it's common, it's like, oh, okay, that's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. But
And it's
there,
not like it's not something that stays with me the whole time.
right, exactly. Like, I just want to have
It's
an
just
idea, like,
aggravating.
what it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
It just
yeah,
seems to be like a little aggravating when it's happening. Who
right.
wants their nose running for 24 hours?
Yeah.
Nobody. Sometimes if it gets too bad, I'll take a Benadryl
Mm-hmm.
and it'll stop.
Yeah.
But, I can just deal with it because I would prefer not to take anything.
Right.
So, Yes, yes, yes. And now
Yes,
that we've
girl.
talked about things that you all don't give a damn about, let's talk about the stuff that you probably do care about. You know what, girl? I
Child.
missed this week's episode of Escape and SWV. I missed it.
I saw a little bit of it, and then I saw a clip for the upcoming episode,
Hmm.
which kind of goes into what I wanted to talk about this week with them. But I didn't watch all of last week's episode. I did see where Tamika, of course, they were having another. I think she met with her mom. Was that last week's?
That was the week. That
Was
was
that the
the
week
when
before?
her and her mom were sitting at the table.
Yeah, and she
That
cussed
was the
and
week before last, I think.
yeah. So
Excuse me, sorry.
no, you're okay. So yeah, so I don't maybe I didn't I don't know, but I just have seen and this isn't necessary. I mean, of course it ties back into the show because that's how we know everything is going on and stuff with the show.
Right.
But let's just get these heifers out the way real quick. So
Hmm.
LaTocha and her husband have been on the talk show circuit.
Baby.
I mean, they've been on every single show that you can think of. They were on Ricky Smiley. LaTocha got into it with the brat over some shit that happened in 91, 92, 93, whenever they all first came to So Def, you know. And I was just like, really? Y'all still holding on to shit like that? And it
Like
wasn't even
Tasha
necessarily
is
the brat.
really, yeah, it was Tasha.
Yeah, it was Tasha. So I'm just
It was Tasha.
like, girl, but here's the thing that I wanted to talk about. So I just found this out. There were three things that I don't know if you could read them because I write kind of small. So when I sent you the thing, I was just like, maybe she
Hmm.
can't see that. But so someone was talking about, you know, what was going on with LaTocha and her husband.
Right.
And they said that the reason why R&B Divas Atlanta was shut down was because not only did Nikki and Rocky got into it. And think I
Hmm.
mentioned that last week.
Right.
But but what happened why the show was shut down was because he pulled a gun on Nikki.
What is wrong with him?
He's crazy.
Like, this is
He's
my real.
insecure.
So I did not, because I'm a person, and God forgive me, I kind of have a cutoff mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Once you go to a certain point, I kind of just disregard everything you say after that.
Basically, yeah. Same,
And
yeah.
so I saw the clips of LaTocha and Rocky on Ricky Smiley show.
Mm-hmm.
And because I heard Rocky say something like, "Cause Brat, you know me," and the Brat was like, "Well, what you mean? I know you." That,
Yeah.
but what I want people to focus on when you watch that is look at LaTocha.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a feeling like, is she scared of
I
Rocky?
think she
But
is. I truly
she
think she
doesn't
is.
look comfortable when he's in her presence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like immediately she kind of just wipes herself away.
And everybody's seeing it and they're just like her insecurities are just ruining her. That's what
And
it
and
comes
and
down
and,
to.
and also so I said this before, when Latasha was, or when she's around other women, or when she's around other women, she does have this insecure thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it on her when she's in the room with SWV. All the times that we've seen her on that show in the room with other women, it's written all over her face.
Mm-hmm.
She can't hide her insecurity, but to us it looks like she's angry.
Yeah. Because I mean, she
Really,
always has that look on her face, so it's just like,
it's really her insecurity, and she really
mm-hmm,
feels less than.
mm-hmm,
She's mad because she's not the center of attention
mm.
in that space.
You
She
mentioned
knows
something about that last week too, because you said like when she's around like men, like when she's in the studio and it's mainly just men, like she's smiling and you know
Okay,
she's
so
yeah.
let's bring Rocky into this, because this is exactly the moment when she was in the room by herself with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They were vibing to the music. She was pumped.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky came in looking stupid, and then again, she's wiped away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when he comes around, she just balls up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if behind closed doors he was like Ken do.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't be
I wouldn't
surprised
be
either.
surprised. he seems like he's her cheerleader. He
Mm-hmm.
seems like he's there for her to push her to this greatness. But I think because I will never forget when Justine said this about Rev Run. A man can make you not be insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if she was secure, not just in herself, but secure in her relationship or getting loved properly, it will wipe that insecurity away.
Yeah.
But the fact that, yeah, we just finding out Rocky cheating, but I feel like these rumors are old.
Well,
Like,
well, let's go
we've
there.
seen the girl now,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that plays into another insecurity of hers because this girl looks nothing like her,
Nothing.
is the complete opposite of her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that too, it's just like taking a stab at her.
Right.
It's taking a poke at her insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these, like I said, these rumors kind of old in the city of Atlanta that Rocky been cheating. I feel like everybody
Yeah.
already knew that.
Yeah, everybody already knew that because I mean, remember that's what basically got him and Nikki into it on R&B Divas was because she called him out about some stuff about that.
Yeah, like that's old. And how old was that R&B Divas?
Oh
Like,
my gosh, that's
so
like what
think
10 years?
about how many years ago that
Yeah,
was.
that was at least what 8, 10 years ago.
Exactly. And this girl saying her and Rocky been in a relationship for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
And she ain't the only one, and ain't been
no,
the only one. This ain't just happened 5 years
no,
ago, so it's like, come on
no.
now.
I just think she is an insecure woman in a relationship with a man who, for all intents and purposes, now this is just going by the vibe that she's giving off, and any other woman out there who knows women or has seen a woman be physically abused, verbally abused, mentally abused, it's quite clear that something is going on between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
And she just looks like, but now she has ruined her reputation with her family so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say this with her sisters. Do she got any friends?
I don't think so.
Because I've never seen her with, like, how we know who Tamika's friends are. We know Tamika and, is it Trina Braxton,
Mm-hmm.
are like thick as thieves.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Tamika on other shows interact with other couples, other women. She got friends.
Mm-hmm.
We see Tasha with her mama and her husband.
That's it.
And her mother is her biggest problem,
Yeah.
in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has, and again, when I say this, I am not the most beautiful woman in the world, but as my sister says, when you be a little strong in the face like that, her mama has been patting her on the head,
Mm-hmm.
putting her on this pedestal because, she was heavy in weight
Mm-hmm.
and maybe not picked to be the most attractive. So I think it's been eating away at her. And baby, you should have never got back on reality TV, honestly.
Exactly. Because it's
This was
just
the
ruined
worst thing
everything.
for you to do.
And then now she's trying to backtrack. Like we're talking about relationships, her
Hmm.
relationship and him cheating and stuff like that. Now she's coming out saying that they have an open relationship. I'm like, stop it.
They have
Y'all,
an open marriage.
yeah,
And
open
then
marriage. Here you go.
she
Yeah,
wants to
marriage.
apologize to her sister. Like, what?
Like it's just getting worse. It's like just shut up. But she can't now because you dug yourself into this hole.
And I caught a little clip of, because I've been kind of trying to pass all of it. I
Mm-hmm.
caught a little clip of Tamika saying that Rocky called, I feel like she said Sprint, and like pretended to be her ex-husband and broke into her cell phone and like stole some of her pictures.
Tamika
Did you
said
see that?
about no, I didn't see that. So Tamika said that about herself, like he did that to her.
Yes,
Oh,
Rocky.
girl.
Yes.
But I totally believe it.
Oh, I believe it 100%.
Yeah, because he's a crook. He's a crook. He's just a straight up. He's just a shady.
Listen, forget a crook because he wants something to look at.
Yeah,
I believe when
that's.
she said that, I thought like, well,
Hmm.
that's really why LaTocha probably hates Tamika.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's
That
always been the
that
one that got attention between the two of them. So it's like. I
And
mean,
y'all walking around acting like Tamika can't sing. It blows my mind.
since when? Now, since when did that happen? Since when has it been? So now y'all saying all these years y'all said that Tamika and LaTocha had the best voices in the group, and now she don't.
And then then LaTocha saying, "Oh, I'm the singer." Did she? Because she was explaining how this whole Motown deal thing came about, and so she's saying the real reason that LaTocha cut her out of the duo was because when LaTocha brought it to her, she said they were having like this girl slumber party, and she was over. They was cooking food, they was singing, like they was just having a good time. But when it came to talk about the business, Tamika said we should split it 50-50. Like
Mm,
if we gonna do it, we gonna do 50% of the credentials, 50% of the writing, like 50%, we're gonna split it down the middle.
mm-hmm.
And she said LaTocha blew up. It went from, oh, this is a good idea, we're gonna have so much fun, to I'm the everybody know I'm the singer in the family.
Oh,
And I was like, what?
oh, okay.
Girl, Rocky and your mama got your head so messed up.
It's bad.
I mean, they got your head messed up.
Wow.
Who let you, and I want to know who let you get on that gospel video with that sheer cleavage down your titties?
I
Because I
mean,
still ain't figured that out.
let's start right there. So not only were you on there scantily dressed on a gospel video, but then now you talk. So somebody tweeted, and then somebody reposted the tweet on Instagram, and I was going to repost it, but I said I don't care that much. But they basically said, since when can you be a gospel singer and have an open marriage, publicly have an open marriage?
I
There's
just,
just so many.
and this goes back to my disappointment with the church, Lord Jesus. This, when I tell you something that we could talk a whole show about, but you talking about something that grieves my heart
Mm,
and grieves my spirit. To be a person raised in church, and not just raised in church, but to have an honest relationship with Jesus Christ,
mm-hmm.
and to watch this before my eyes. And me and my church friends, we talk about this, behind closed doors all the time.
Right.
Having authentic relationship with Jesus Christ.
Mm,
And the scripture clearly tells you to not be of the world.
mm-hmm.
And to watch church people fight so hard to imitate the things that non-saved people do, it blows my mind.
It's crazy.
It really blows my mind. You know, I really don't have the words for it in this setting because it's just disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have just become, and we wonder why people don't take us seriously, because because y'all don't take the gospel serious.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, somebody gonna have to say it.
Yeah.
You don't take it serious. You have made it a laughing stock.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's okay. It's like it's cool. It's fashionable just to say
You
it.
have turned church into a club,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean a nightclub. Cause I'm gonna say it every day of the week. If y'all don't turn them lights on in that sanctuary, cause I don't know what y'all doing in there.
Right.
I don't know why church gotta be dark. What y'all doing? We have been destroyed ever since. We talk about how people is dressed right now at work and how people come to work dressed and how
Mm-hmm.
people in the street dress. Church, I blame church for that. The moment y'all stop telling people there was a dress code for church, you had to dress nice to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all start telling people, oh, just wear hoodies, just do this, just this.
Come as you
It's
are.
it didn't have anything to do with, it was the reverence and the respect.
Mm-hmm.
We make them dress nice to go to the club.
Right.
Why all of a sudden does the church feel they have to lower their standards to get people?
Mm-hmm. Because they
I
want
just
because they want to get people in the doors. That's all it's about. It's not
it
about
just
it's.
it's disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just disappointing and it's heartbreaking. Girl,
Yeah.
I seen that little clip of that video. I think it was on TikTok, and I'm like, Tasha's in your titties. This is like the white dress Erica Campbell scandal all over again.
I mean, it's just
I
one thing
just,
after the other with this.
I just don't. I mean, I probably shouldn't have said this, but I'm just saying it. It's disappointing.
It is. It really is. And as someone who grew up in the church too, I mean, it's just like seeing what it has become. It's just like, wow.
Because, see, when people stop knowing what to wear to church, what the church didn't realize is you had more influence than you thought you did.
Mm-hmm.
When people stop buying church clothes or stop knowing when to put slips on and when you're supposed to wear stockings and you should wear a nice dress to this function, look at the way people dress at funerals.
Mm-hmm.
I, I ain't gonna talk about that.
It is too much.
Look at the way that people come to work
Mm-hmm.
dressed.
Oh, when I used to work at a certain company, they used to call it Club, the name of the company.
I mean, because listen, hey, I done seen hoes come to work with stripper shoes on,
Mm-hmm.
with shoes
Oh,
on, with the clear stuff in the bottom, like in the bottom of your shoes. I call them
yeah.
stripper shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And you work at a school. Like, my God. Like, some of this shit, why we gotta tell y'all this?
Mm-hmm.
But I blame the church for that, because when people stop knowing, okay, this is acceptable to wear to church, I know if I wear this to church, I can put this on at work. That's what everybody did.
Right.
You knew your church clothes was safe for work.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't know what you're doing.
Just throw on whatever.
Every kid had black pants and a white shirt and a black tie. All the little boys had black ties. Every little girl had a white sweater and black patent leather shoes, because you knew if y'all had a recital, any program at church, that was the dress code.
That was it.
Black bottoms, white top.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be hard pressed to find a kid with any dress clothes.
Heck no.
You're gonna be hard pressed.
Girl, my nephew threw a fit because I bought him some jeans. He just wants to wear jogging pants and like just the pants that pull up and everything like that, and it doesn't have anything to do. I thought it was like maybe he was scared that because the jeans, you know how they have like little boy jeans where you could just pull them up and down. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, it couldn't be the fact that he thinks he's going to have an accident or something like that. No, that's just how he wants to dress, because he doesn't see people in jeans. I mean, his dad wears jeans, but it's like,
Are you telling me kids ain't wearing jeans no more?
listen. I mean, I was just like, what is, I mean, it's just like, and that's something small, because I mean, that's not really a big deal, but it's something that I noticed. I was like, are you really this upset because you got 2 pair of jeans?
I'm just going to say it again. We're already in hell. We're just waiting to be raptured up.
Girl, I mean, it's just like,
this is hell right here.
Yeah.
It just, but that dress code thing, it really just, they don't understand how much that trickled down. You really were in control. The church doesn't realize how much control they were in, and how their influence ran throughout the community, because people don't know what to do. You could always wear that black bottoms, white top. When your grandmama told you to come to church, whatever you wore to church, you knew that was good enough for a job interview.
Exactly. Yep.
Grandmamas would tell you, boy, don't come in here with them jeans on no more. And your grandmama would be the one be at the store buying you the khakis and stuff like, here, boy, put these on next time you come over in there Sunday. Grandmamas ain't grandmama no more either. And that's another big problem.
They're the ones coming to church in the little scantily clad outfits now when they do go. So
thank God for my 82, be 83 in about 4 days.
Listen, can we
thank God for mine, because honey.
Can we just say this? On Wednesday, my grandmother turned 85, and I'm just like, praise Jesus, because it was just like, and it was like, it really hit me. I was just like, dang, like she is 85 years old. That is just truly, like, we are truly blessed.
Listen,
to have our grandmothers at this age.
And my grandmama is still grandmama and buying wash rags and
listen,
you need this or what y'all need. You all right over there? Like, look. Child. Y'all grandmamas can't even make dress and shit. That's a damn shame. Cause anybody call themselves a grandma and can't fix no dressing.
Listen.
Child,
it's a lot.
We is blessed.
Yeah, we really are. It just like really hit me. I was like, dang. And, you know, she's my last surviving grandparent. You know, my dad's
That's
parents
true.
passed away. You know, my grandfather, her husband, my grandfather passed away. So it's, yeah, so it's
Mhm.
just like we are truly blessed
Yeah.
to, you know, so.
That's what I tell myself. And I said that to a couple of days ago. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think the hardest thing for me for watching her aging
Mm-hmm.
is like the realization, like, and Lord, I'm not saying this in a selfish way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like eventually coming to terms with um not having a best friend.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
know,
And
that
that I think
is,
that really hit me this week. Like, dang.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had that revelation this week, like, amongst the stresses of life,
Mm-hmm.
just realizing that I'm not going to have a best friend,
Yep. One day it's
you
gonna
know.
happen. Yeah.
That's, and it's just difficult, but it also makes you come into the realization about your own mortality.
Because I remember I
You
always
know.
told our friend Michael, I always told him, I said, we just have to look at it like this. We always talk about that we're getting older, but our parents and grandparents are getting older. You know what I mean? So it's just like we're
Yeah,
getting older, they're getting older. So it's like we kind of have to, you know, just pull ours back a little bit. You know,
yeah,
we have to deal with that too. We have to deal with aging too. Of course, we got to deal with ourselves. But,
right.
you know, it's just like
We
you have to
can put the focus
realize.
on them now.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
told my grandmother, I said, "Whew, child," I said, "it's hard work raising 60-year-olds, baby.
Listen,
Your kids get on my
a
nerves.
lot. I mean, they're
It's
worse than.
hard work raising your kids.
I mean, it's worse raising them than the grandparents.
My God,
I'm like,
what's
what is
wrong
wrong with you?
with
What is
you?"
wrong with that generation?
Oh my God, we can write a book, okay?
Listen, we might have to. We might have to come together
Uh,
on that. Be like, our moms are
because
crazy.
what
Our
in
moms
the
are
world?
crazy.
It just be like, did you
Love them to
just say
death,
that?
but Lord,
Did
what
you
is
just say
wrong,
that? Girl, I
child?
need a song right now.
Yes,
That's my
listen,
therapy is music.
that's it.
Anybody say something crazy to me, I put my headphones on and be like, okay,
Just
and I
go in
just
your own world.
close
That's
myself
it.
off because
That's what
I
I
don't
tell
have
people.
time.
I'm just like I can get lost in music. That's it. You know, that's all I
Oh my
need.
gosh,
And I've always been like that since I was a
that's why
kid.
I'm surviving.
Mhm.
That's how I'm surviving.
That's it. Thank God for
Oh,
streaming services where I can have
oh my God.
access to any type of music and I don't have to go
Listen,
find
I
the
got
CD or
both, but I said, Tidal, we gonna have to break up because I ain't been really using Tidal. I
Mhm.
have to just admit, I'm in love with Apple Music.
You know, and that's why I always go back to because I've had Tidal for so long, and
Me
then I would
too.
cancel it, and then I would be like, "Dang, I missed Tidal," but I would always listen to Apple Music, so I just finally just gave up on Tidal, because
Yeah.
yeah, Apple. I mean, I'm just like, you know, I mean, it's yeah, Apple pretty much has just got me.
And
So,
let me tell you what took me.
mm-hmm,
It was the fact that number one, Apple is louder.
mm,
Tidal,
they got
figure
that
that shit out.
lossless. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what is your problem, but Apple is just louder than Tidal.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. Tidal been around long enough to have it figured out, but go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then it was those favorite mixes.
Mm-hmm.
When Apple puts those songs together,
Listen.
hey, I just be like, damn, are y'all how y'all know?
And then the
At
one for the
some
whole
point,
year, like when they do like a year, like I'll go back and listen to, like I just figured out a couple years ago that they did that. They'll be like your most played songs in 2017, 28. Like I went back all the way to 20, I can't remember what
now
year it
I love
was.
Tidal. That's the one thing I love about Tidal. I have not been able to find it on Apple yet. You have to
Hmm.
show me. But on Tidal, that is the only thing that I like about them.
Okay, yeah,
When they
Apple has
make
it too,
the
because that's,
list of most,
yeah.
like, they'll just do it right now. Like if I go there, they
Hmm.
have my most listened songs from January to March.
Yeah.
So that is the only thing that I like about them. But that favorite mix to the point where I had not used Apple in at least 2 years.
Hmm.
I had only been streaming music on Tidal.
Yeah.
When I came back and they put that first list together, it made me feel like, yeah, this I be trying to tell people this damn phone listening to us. I don't care what they say. I ain't been over here in 2 years. How y'all know these the songs that I've been playing on Tidal?
Listen, go to I just found go to listen now, and then you just got to scroll down, and it's under replay your top songs by year, and this one goes all the way to 15.
And I'm doing it right now too. Okay, listen now. And then
Yeah,
you
and then
said
just
scroll
scroll till
all the way down.
yeah, just scroll till it like because mine was like in the middle, because it I mean
Oh, there you go.
yeah. I'll just put that on like while I'm getting ready or something like that, or just while I'm working, and it's just like, dang, like so. This is what I was listening to back then all the time, you know.
Oh God, you just made my day.
Listen, girl, that sold me on Apple right there. When I discovered that, I was like,
Yes.
okay, I got to break up with Tidal. I hated to do it, but I was just like, I
And
gotta.
I now I gotta go through. So what I've been doing, I'm gonna try to probably give myself one more month, make
Mm-hmm.
sure all my lists are transferred over because
Yeah.
I had canceled all my lists that I had on Apple and put all my songs on Tidal.
Oh
So I had
yeah.
generated all these lists.
Yeah, I did that too when I thought I was going to just be strictly Tidal, and just listen to Apple like just for, like new releases and stuff like that. Like if there was something I wanted to buy, I should say. But, I don't really do that anymore, so.
You don't either.
Like I'm paying enough per month to listen to what I want, so there we go.
Yeah, and I'll listen. And I'm a repeat queen, so
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna definitely get your streams off of me.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all ain't got no issue with that, especially y'all from the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s mainly. Y'all gonna get y'all's money, so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Y'all gonna get
Girl,
y'all's money
Bevelin and
from
Blue
me.
Notes done racked up on me.
Come on
Like
now.
I will go to sleep with "I Miss You" on.
Listen.
Listen, that is my most played song
Mm.
ever, like on Tidal.
Oh, why
I
not?
will listen to that over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you want some good sleep, put it on. Put it on.
I know that's right.
Another song that puts me to sleep, and this shit about to sound crazy, but it's Painting Pictures. I don't know that boy name, but I just know that's what it's called.
Oh, okay. I know what
That one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know his name either, but yeah,
It's called Painting Pictures, right?
something like that. I don't know,
Hey,
probably, but I
mama.
know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
Shout out to my pops for all the free game. You would think you couldn't go to sleep to that.
Right.
You can. And it's
Listen.
a smooth, smooth rest.
Why am I writing that down right now?
Painting pictures, I'm telling you. It's a shock to me, but it will put you to sleep.
Girl.
Listen to this. You know, I ain't gonna talk about relationships today. I ain't gonna talk about relationships today.
We'll say that for another show because that'll be a whole nother show right there.
Oh my God. I want to say, look, let me just say this.
Okay.
That man handed me the butter today. And you ever looked at something that you use and then they use it and give it to you and you'll be like, now how the fuck did you achieve this? Like, why does this look like this?
It's talent,
What
girl.
exactly
It's talent.
happened to this that made it come out this way?
Well, you know.
But what did I say? Thank you.
Hmm.
I'm the best damn girlfriend in the world. Y'all just don't know.
That's what it is. That's just, that's just.
People would really think that I'm like, I'm not. I don't have that anymore in me.
Yeah,
I probably used to in my 20s.
yeah, it just came with growth, girl. You just ain't
I
got
come
time
with,
for it.
okay,
We got
that's
other
what I
shit to
come
worry
with.
about than something like that.
At
So,
43, that's all you get from me.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now everybody knows. Shada is like, are you sure? Because when you say okay, it's probably not good.
See, the baby knows.
Oh my God.
They know.
Let me say this because I don't really post a lot of stuff about her on social media. But
Mm.
she had her awards banquet on Thursday and she
Uh,
has a 3.91 GPA.
come on now. And don't forget that she was actually skipped a grade.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so she's not even in her right grade.
No, she's
I
not in
mean,
her right
she
grade. I didn't
is,
think
but
about
she's
that. Yeah.
not.
Right.
Yeah. Congratulations. I love it. I love it.
I love it. Child,
Yeah.
just go to college.
Right. That's it.
Oh, child, when you getting out of here? That's what I be thinking. Child,
Don't go too far. We don't want you
let
to go
me tell
too
you
far.
something. Raising teenagers is hell. It's
Girl,
hell.
I'm not
It's
looking
hell.
forward to it at all.
Well, child, wait till them babies grow up.
Child, because my niece just turned 13. What was it, last week? My oldest niece. And I'm just like, girl. I mean, I could already
Thank
see
you.
the
It's the
changes.
attitude.
It's
It's
the
the attitude.
attitude. Oh my gosh, already.
And I was raised by a quote a baby thug. So when I said something, my mama be like, "What the fuck did you say?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah, they didn't play.
but I'm trying not to be my mama,
Mm-hmm.
and that is killing me
It's
every day.
hard. I got to
Baby, it's
catch
a whole
myself.
other world.
Yeah, and then like with me, like I mean, you're in the same situation too. You got Sade more than I have my nieces and nephew, but so
Yeah.
you're basically more raising her. But
Yes.
so I have to pull myself back sometimes and be like, damn, this isn't my child. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Uh,
damn. But sometimes I'll be like, I don't care. You especially them two little ones. Ooh,
yeah, we've had Sade since she was 4.
yeah, yeah. So
So,
you've raised her. That's your
but we've
child.
known her. We've known
Hmm.
her like her whole life.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's been with us
Hmm.
actively since she was 4.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like,
Hmm.
girl, go back to being little
Yeah.
when you used to walk on your tiptoes.
Girls, I still remember when you sent me that picture from her homecoming, and I was just thinking back to pictures like when she
It's
was
like, is that the
younger.
same baby?
I was like, who are these children? Who is this?
Girl, she is growing up.
She is just as beautiful as she can be. I
Oh
love
my
it.
God. This is
Uh,
like, it's like, go on and go to school, but then am I going to be scared when she go to school?
mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Like, is she going to be
Yeah.
going to class?
Right.
Like, is she going
uh,
to get up?
she will. She will. Yeah, but you worry about that though. I'm not gonna lie. I worried about that with my cousin, who's a freshman now, and she's away, and we just didn't know how she would survive because she was always with the family. She was always under her mother,
Yeah.
and but I mean, she's doing amazing. Just she was home from spring break this past week, and she came over for my grandma's birthday, and I
Uh,
just saw like the change in her, the maturity, just, and I talk to her all the time, but it's just like seeing her, I'm just like,
yeah.
wow, like I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't.
Yeah.
So that makes you feel better when you actually see it, see the
Yeah. So that's,
progression.
that's what and so I've been trying this year to let her experience life,
Mm-hmm.
let her go,
Yeah, you
not
have
have
to. It's
my
hard, but you have to.
thumb on her. So just like, but along the
Yeah.
way, telling her, you're going to keep motherfucking playing and you're going to get fucked up. And I'm going to just
Listen, I
tell
mean,
you,
it's
like, this was
just
going to happen to you. I'm
listen.
going to just tell her. And not saying get fucked up by me. I'm telling you, life going to fuck you over.
Yeah.
Now, you keep thinking you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, sometimes I'll be like, But then it comes a point in time where you got to say, now, listen, you're going to
Yeah.
have to stop motherfucking playing. Like.
Because you think back to it and you're just like, we had to figure out things on our own, but we still had a little bit of that guidance there too. So you got to kind of find that balance too. It's like you got to let them go. You got to let them figure out things on their own too, but you don't want them to get too deep in.
I'm going to tell you the truth. By the time, and I have had to constantly say this to Ronnie, like, they are not the 16-year-olds that we were. I
No.
know that we, and especially him, I guess men are, like he wants, you got to watch out for this, you got to watch out for that. He real like that with her. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but you have to understand, he like us when we were 16, we was da, da, da.
It's
And
not,
I'm
you
like, but
can't
you have to
compare it.
understand, we were completely different 16-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much fucking responsibility I had at 16?
Mm-hmm.
At 13, at 14.
Right.
By the time I was like 13, I was cleaning my mama's whole house.
Mm-hmm.
She was at work. Hey, vacuum, clean the glass on the stereo, clean the
Mm-hmm.
tables off, straighten the magazines up, mop the bathroom, mop the
Yeah.
kitchen. We was defrosting freezers. These kids
Listen.
don't defrost no damn freezers.
Okay.
They
they
don't
would
know how to figure shit out.
they be like, it don't do it by itself. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
that's how. Yeah,
like
it's totally different. You can't.
it's completely
Yeah,
different. When
you
I
can't
got a
compare it.
driver's license, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I turned into a personal curry service. Go here, go there, go pick the rolls up, go to Honey Baked Ham and get the ham. Okay, you're gonna have to go to Macy's and get mama's gift and do the like
Mm-hmm.
it was constant.
Always. It was always something. Yeah.
These are not the same kids that we were. I was grown by the time I went to college.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I think people like people who are like a little younger than us. They don't realize it. Um, that we did a lot of shit by the time that we were like in our mid 20s, going into our early
Yeah.
30s. We lived.
It's why I don't want this world right now.
Yeah.
Because
Listen.
see, y'all, and I look, and so what really puzzles me, Danielle, is just that you brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
What puzzles me is the people who are our age,
Mm-hmm.
who we actively were in school with.
Right.
It puzzles me to see them putting on young behavior
Mm.
because we grew up in a time where we had life. Like,
Yeah.
we enjoyed
You
ourselves.
didn't have to worry about all this other bullshit.
Like, we lived.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why y'all still so childish?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Y'all ain't tired yet?
I mean,
And y'all been clubbing and drugging more than me. Why ain't y'all exhausted? Not just tired.
yeah. I was exhausted by like 31, 32, and people thought something was wrong with me. I was like, no, I'm done. I've been
I was
going to the
married at
club since I was
27.
16,
I
17.
just want to be clear.
Girl, put that out there. Listen.
I was at 27, I was married.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I was done then.
Right.
You know,
Right.
marriage was my start to a different type of life.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I see people the same age as me still like, not judging you at
Mm-hmm.
all in any way, shape, or form,
Right. Yeah.
just more praying for you, like whatever that thing is that you're chasing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you get past it.
Yeah.
Because it ain't shit out here for you.
No, there's
It
really
ain't.
not.
It's nothing out here for you
Mm-mm.
at all. But yeah, you're right. You know, we lived.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, by the time we was, but then I have to also remember a lot of people didn't choose the path that we chose.
Yeah, and I was going to
We
say
didn't
that
go to
too. Yeah.
college, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because college was just 4 more years of not just the education, but it was kind of like nobody really expected you to have a full-time job.
Right.
Nobody
Yeah.
really expected you to, because you was getting an education.
Mm-hmm.
So you lived with a little more freedom.
Yeah.
And this is why I encourage these young kids, y'all have it. Y'all kids need to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. Because imagine y'all's 18-year-old kids working a job.
Right.
They barely know how to get from your house to the grocery store
Tell it.
and actively pick out eggs and milk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So you gonna put them in the workforce?
and you're gonna put them out here in a job? They need time. The college doesn't just develop you in education.
Yeah, and
It
people don't realize
develops.
that. And it took me like even after I graduated and like I was going into a field that I really didn't want to do and I wasn't happy and I was at a job that I wasn't happy at.
Mhm.
Somebody really pulled me back and they were like, look, they were like, my dad, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody that we know because they posted it on Facebook
Mhm.
and they were just like, my dad told me that that's one thing that nobody could ever take away from you is that college education and
Yeah.
that it is so much more than just the education.
Mhm.
And that's when I was like, damn, because I was just like, should I went to school because I'm not doing what I want to do? I just wasted time. I was in debt with student loans and it
Mhm.
was just a lot. I was just like going through a lot. And it was just like, when they said that, that really just, I was like, they're right. And I should have known that. But you don't
Yeah.
when you're outside, when you're, when you're going through it, you don't think about that.
Mhm.
So when you're just thinking about the negative that came from it, but you're not thinking about all
Mhm.
the things that you experienced while you were going through it.
Mhm.
But
You
yeah.
know, and I had told somebody this here, um, in this portion of my life, like I didn't necessarily have a friend that didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about that, when we graduated from high school, we didn't, and I'm talking about our graduating class,
Right.
we didn't have too many people who didn't further their education.
Mm-hmm. Because
I
even
don't care if they went to junior college. Like, I don't look
right.
down on no education. If you enrolled in some classes, you in college.
Mm-hmm.
And when you really look at it that way, just the names that pop into my head, like Lewis, Kamal, Jinx, you, me, Bart, Michael, Aaron, like everybody went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Tisa,
Yep.
God rest her soul.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody went to school.
Yeah.
So I don't. So now to see Black kids graduating from high school, and you ask them, "What are you going to do?" and they're just like, "I don't know." What?
Mm-hmm. That
What
wasn't
have
even
your
thought of with
parents been
us.
talking about for 4 years?
Look,
It's
I mean, and you would think like, because I mean, I know like in the 90s when we were in high school, college was really like stressed, not only at school, but at home too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something happened. There's some kind of disconnect in between then and now where it's just like, do what you want. And I think that just goes with, how this generation is being raised. It's almost just like, are parents that tired, or that did they just give up because the way these kids are and they feel like that they don't have to parent them because, like we said, they've grown up differently than we have. So at a certain age, they feel like because they've gone through all of this or seen all of this by the time they graduated high school, that okay, my job is done, because you've been raised, and everything like that. And it's just like that wasn't even a thought back then. Like I didn't have an option. Like basically, I
Yeah,
didn't have.
what was the option?
Yeah, there was like because I definitely didn't want to get a full-time job because I wasn't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely knew that I wasn't going to go from high school. And this is just me. I'm not speaking for anybody else,
Right.
but I knew that I wasn't ready because I didn't even like working part-time jobs.
Well, I
Because
just want to say this. I think there is a lot of negativity. I want to say like a lot of plants, like a lot of negative seeds being planted in the black community, telling kids, "Oh, this college ain't this, and college
mhm.
ain't that, and they don't pay you no money, and it don't do this, and it don't do that, and
Mhm.
oh, and there's something that burns me up is when I hear people say like teachers don't make no money, and this and that. That is not true, and I wish y'all stop telling people that.
Mhm.
Like you can be a teacher, you can get a master's degree, and I don't know why y'all think $50,000 coming out of school or $45,000 coming out of school is not a lot of money.
Right.
I don't know why y'all believe that, but $45,000 in good credit gonna do a lot for you.
Exactly.
I just want y'all to know that.
Yeah, you can't
Stop
be.
listening to people who are telling you these negative things because it's not true.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I went to Central State with a girl, and I mean, a lot of you are familiar with the company, um, Fab Fly Fancy. I think that's what it's called.
Mhm.
She does T-shirts. She has a T-shirt business to the point that her T-shirts have been in Essence magazine.
Mhm.
She has scaled her business, and she made a video about it. And I believe she said she had a goal to scale her business to like 10,000 a month, and then she exceeded that goal. So we're talking about she's making a lot of money.
Right.
But do you know what she did? She went to Central State with me, and she was an elementary school teacher.
You got to start somewhere. I think that's another. I'm glad you said that because people don't realize that, and especially this generation, they want things right now. So it's
That's their
like,
parents' fault. Now I
yeah,
don't care what
I,
their parents say.
you
That's
took the
their
words.
fault.
Yeah, you took the words right out my mouth, and it's like they should
Hmm.
know better
Hmm.
because we had to work. I didn't. I mean, even though the cost of living wasn't as much like when we got out of school and everything as it is
Right.
now, of course. But if you take that and just equal it to what it would be now, it's still like we had to work to get to where we are now, of course. So they're not
Yeah.
going to come out. See, they're thinking that they're going to come out and they're going to be able, to graduate college. That they should be able to graduate college, get a job, make
Right.
$80,000 off rip so they can get their Tesla and get,
Right.
buy designer clothes and everything like that.
Hmm.
You have to work. You have to work for it. And that's one thing, even though the Kardashians pissed me off when they said that, because it was the right message, but the wrong messenger.
Right.
They were like, people don't want to work anymore. And that was so true. It was like what they were saying was true, but it should have came from somebody else. I'm just
And I
saying.
think so. Let me say this: I don't like them. I
No,
want to
not at
go
all.
on
And
record
I
and say that.
don't.
But
Right.
what I think, see, because we look at because people and young people look at them and they think reality TV.
Right.
But we have to remember we know the real story.
Mm-hmm.
Before they were on reality TV, they ran clothing stores.
Yeah.
They actually went
They
to
actually,
work
and that's what
in
I
the
will give them. Yeah, and
stores.
I've always said that about Chris Jenner. She made her girls work, and they were
Yes.
just in a position to be able to you know
And
have their
through
stuff be out
working
there.
from
Yeah.
the ground level,
Mm-hmm.
going to the stores, working in Dash,
Mm-hmm.
because Dash was a brand. Like people wanted to actually wear their
Right, because
clothes.
they had what was the other store?
Before
It was Baby
TV,
Dash was the kids brand.
yes,
Yeah.
Courtney ran the Dash store for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe and Kim, and really Kim kind of worked.
Mm-hmm. Kim
Kim
mainly did like the
became
organizing of closets, and she did like a lot of
she
stuff for
became more
celebrities.
famous from her tape with Ray J. Let's just
Oh well,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, we know
And she
that. I'm
became
talking
more
about
famous
before
from
that.
being friends with Paris Hilton.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know,
because she was working for Paris. She was working for
right?
Paris.
Exactly. You were working for Paris,
Yeah, and
organizing her
Brandy.
closet.
Yeah, that's how
You
she
know,
met
so
Ray J. She was working for
so
Brandy. So,
but they worked at the ground level.
mm-hmm. And I
And
will
this is
never
the
take that away from
message that
them.
young people miss.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted, oh, I just want to record myself and I think I'm going to be Kim Kardashian. You're not.
No.
Because so then what they did, once they worked, they sold Dash. Okay. But reality TV to them, they treat it like a job.
Yeah.
We treat it like entertainment and something we're looking at.
Exactly.
They are so deep in reality TV, all that shit is scripted now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we're going to record you doing this. We want to watch you doing this. They're laying out plots. They're not actually like they were in the beginning, just generally recording them, seeing
No.
what was going to take place.
They gotta keep it salacious.
Now they are like scripting out these things, not scripting as far as the words,
Mm-hmm.
but saying, hey, we want to get you by the pool talking to Scott. Or hey,
Mm-hmm.
we want to see an interaction with you and Tristan. They're scripting it in that method. And so what do? They treat this like a job.
Right.
That's the point that people are missing. And that's why most kids cannot be successful at YouTubing and vlogging because
Mm-hmm.
you don't treat it like work.
Right. You just want to get that quick thing that's going to go viral and put you out there.
And that's not going to work.
Mm-mm.
Not to get to their status.
No.
It may work for internet fame,
Mm-hmm.
but not to get to their
No,
status.
you're not going to be there. They're running almost $1 billion company. You're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, you just have to work. And I think I hate to see black people do that.
Yeah.
Black people put that negative image out to young black kids like, oh, this job don't make no money. So now what do we have? We have a world full of lash techs
Mm-hmm.
and unlicensed cosmetologists.
Yep.
And that's terrible.
Just to make that quick buck. That's what it is. And
Yeah.
everybody wants to make quick money. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you want to, but it's not realistic. It's not a realistic
No, it's not
goal.
realistic.
Yeah.
And y'all, we need black teachers.
Mm-hmm.
We need black doctors.
Right.
You can't change the blue wall that we talk about so much without black people joining the police force,
Mm-hmm.
joining the fire department. I think we miss those jobs. Like
Yeah.
black plumbers, black electricians. Like there are things that we don't even push black kids to,
Mm-hmm.
push black boys to. Custom carpentry. Like we don't talk about those things anymore to kids.
Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before. Yeah, we're talking about college and getting the education, but education could also be learning a trade.
Yes.
Like it could be learning something.
Education is not graduating from high school
right.
and then just sitting around.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to find a trade. I don't care if you go to culinary school. I don't care, but you need to do something. And I'm not taking away from the girls who do cosmetology.
Oh no.
Who become estheticians. I'm not taking away from that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is you're doing it because it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it because you see, I'm going to do lashes too.
Yeah, not because this is something that you've always wanted to do.
No, not because you care about skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what estheticians do.
Right. You don't care about nobody's skin.
You just care about putting lashes on.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a lash tech. That estheticians care about skin.
Right.
Go be a dermatologist.
Listen, and then what people
care about skin that much.
Yeah, and what people don't realize too is that even when we were in college, junior college and community college was always looked down upon. It was just like, you go there. I started out at Columbus State, which is our community college here. I went there for 2 quarters. Then I was just like, okay, I'm moving on, because it was, I did feel like, no, I'm sorry. I went there a year. I did go because I did take a quarter off and I went back for 2 quarters. So I did go there a year. But before I transferred to a 4-year school, I thought that was a good place to start out. And if I would have known then what I know now, I would have stayed at Columbus State and got my associate's degree and then moved on to
Mhm.
4-year college, because once I got to a 4-year college, I did okay, but I struggled in some aspects because I was just like, oh, wow, like I wasn't really that ready for this. You know what I mean? Like, and I think so there's nothing wrong. Even to this day, I still think that if you get into like there are like you only have to have associate's degree to get certain jobs, and you
Mhm.
can get like early childhood education. What's another good one? Radiology, stuff like that, to be a radiology tech or whatever they are.
Mhm.
There are good jobs where you can go out there and get money, and have a good living just by an associate's degree. So you really and I think that's another thing that's lost. People don't really look into things. Like we looked into, okay, I want to go to this school. I want to go to that. What do they have? But we
Right.
were trained to do that. Like our guidance counselors and stuff, they were like, really look into what you want to do.
Right.
So it's just a lot different. It's almost just
It's just
like,
like people are dropping the ball when it comes to black kids.
mm-hmm.
But I always say it starts at home.
Yeah, it does.
Parents have to really show kids, like, listen, you can do this, you can be this. Let's look this up,
Mm-hmm.
because even as smart as Sade is, I didn't want to feel like I was pushing her to be something that I wanted her to be.
Right.
I told her, listen, I'm going to support you no matter what you decide to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you bump and curl hair,
Right.
because I know that you are so smart and dedicated. You will be good at whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, you're going to be great at it. So, guess what? You look up the schools. I'm not going to tell you what school you need to go to. If
Mm-hmm.
you really want to go to college, you need to be in there looking it up.
Yeah.
Not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's shooting out schools to you, telling you where you should go.
Yep.
And that's why I said, what are parents talking about? Because we had that conversation last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year she came back with a list of things, schools that, what did she tell me? I don't know where she got Tuskegee from. I don't know where she got NCAT from. But she came back with this list
Because she was looking into it on
because
her
she
own.
looked into it on her own,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, I just think if parents are not guiding kids, you know, it's gonna be a lost cause. And
Yeah.
the way that parents go up to these schools and act to these teachers and these principals,
Oh my gosh.
you know your kid bad as hell. Stop
Mm-hmm.
doing that.
Stop blaming the teacher. Stop,
Stop, y'all.
stop coming up there causing a scene because you know your child is bad as hell.
Kids bad, disrespectful as hell, cussing people
Mm-hmm.
out. I mean, y'all, stop this.
It's sad. It
When
really
I
is.
say it, and I'm gonna keep saying it, the future of America, the future bank tellers and grocery store workers of America, y'all, raising them.
Mm-hmm.
Stop letting them behave like that. That's why they don't know how to conduct themselves at a job.
Right.
You letting them out here act any kind of way with you,
Mm-hmm.
the mama.
Yep.
Oof, child, we
It's
just
a
went on a
lot.
whole soapbox.
Listen.
But it needs to be discussed because y'all's kids finna graduate in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Next month,
Next
to
month.
be
Yeah, it's
exact.
April already, y'all. So, we're gonna
So,
have another group of kids who
and
are
it ain't never too late.
no.
Everybody got late acceptance.
And let me say this, only rich people don't need to take a gap year.
Only
So
rich people what?
because I heard somebody say, those gap years that,
Oh, girl, please. My grandma tried to tell me to do that.
yeah, I think I was told to do that at first too. It was just like, if you don't know where you want to go, if you don't know what you want to do, just work for a year. I mean, we're not going to, like most of us aren't going to be able to travel for a whole year like the rich do, but, and try to figure ourselves out. But that's still a good time and it don't even have to be a full year. You know what I mean? But if you don't really know what you want to do, don't feel pressured, but sit back and think about what you want to do. Now, in the meantime, you may have to get a job. You may have to, do some things that you weren't prepared to do, and that was the reason why I didn't take any time off, because like I said, I didn't want to get a job. So I was like, well, I'm going to school. You know, if I'm going to work, I'm just going to keep working at Foot Locker like I was. And, you know,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, don't feel pressured if you're not ready, because that's one of the worst things. That's as bad. If you're not ready to go to college, that's as bad as going in and somebody telling you what you need to do. That's what happened to
Right.
me. You know, what you need to major in, what you need to do, because this
Mhm.
is the future, this is that, whatever. But really sit back and think about what you want to do. Or if you go on to college, don't feel pressured to pick a major. If you do pick a major,
Oh yeah,
you
just
can
do
change your
it's gonna
major.
take you what, a year and a half to get through just the Englishes, the
Yeah, the
math, the
prereqs and
basic
stuff like
sciences.
that. Yeah,
Like,
before you can even get into those classes that you're going to need to
yeah.
take, you're going to have, all y'all are taking the same classes. So, you know, just get those
Yeah, I
classes
ain't
out the
telling you to
way.
sit out no year. You better take your ass down to that school and take them classes and figure it out while you're there.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you're
it's
gonna
just,
change your major and you gonna tell me, oh, I'm gonna be whatever. And then you're gonna get down there and be like, I think I want to be a teacher. Okay, whatever. Just keep
yeah,
going.
just
Just
keep
keep going.
going. Yeah, just keep going and taking those classes, because,
Hmm.
I mean, there are people who, I know people who got all the way to almost their last year, and then they were like, I don't want to do this. You know, like, I'm not happy, because it got real. It was just like, this is what I'm going to be doing, or possibly, because just because you
Right.
get a degree in something don't mean that's what you're going to do. But, you know, they got all
Look,
the
I
way to
know
the
some
end.
people who graduated from Central
Mm-hmm.
right now. In Columbus, as a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
estheticians, got a whole degree,
Yeah.
worked for the state,
Mm-hmm.
like was in their field, and then got in their field and was like, oh, I want to be a nurse.
Well, I mean, I can speak from experience, because, like, I mean, my degree was in, I'll just say computer science, but it was management
Hmm.
and information systems. But my degree was in computers. Do you know I only worked in computers for 2 years, and then I found out I had to keep getting education on it, and I was like, F that. So I went into
Oh, yeah.
accounting and finance. So, and it was with the same company. So, I mean, but,
Mhm.
you know, it was just like, so, I mean, I've been working
Yeah,
in accounting and finance my whole career, basically.
yeah,
And I never would have thought to do that. You know, like, I mean, that wasn't even, I took one accounting class, and that was just because it was a prereq. I
right.
took accounting 101. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's just like,
Yeah, computers is that thing that you have to keep
mm-hmm.
on.
And they didn't tell us that back then. They didn't say, yo,
Yeah,
you
because
have to
I
get,
think I
yeah.
had one of my old roommates. She got a double major.
Mm-hmm.
She got a major in computer science and mathematics,
Yeah.
and then she went on and got a computer programming degree after that,
Mm-hmm.
and also something else. So she, like, is definitely a big wig in computers.
Right. When you got all that, yeah.
Yeah, so she knows what she's doing.
See, if I would have just went with my heart
And
at
she's
first
worked
and
for
went into
like big
journalism.
companies like
Mm-hmm.
Honda and like Cleveland Clinic. Like, she's worked,
Yeah.
so she's really good at her job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we've had a great show.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was a
Didn't
good
go the way
show.
we planned it to go, but
Right,
it
because
went
we had a
amazing.
couple other topics we wanted to talk about, but
We'll
this
get
was
to
good.
them.
Yeah,
We
we'll get to
always
them.
say
Yeah,
that,
because
and we
that ain't.
always get
You
to
will
it.
get to it eventually, but this was good. But because
Yes,
like,
it was.
and and I think I said that on one of my podcasts where I was talking about this podcast,
Hmm.
and I just said we always like have something set, like topics set that we're going to talk about, but those topics take us to something else all the time.
Right,
And
right.
that's what the show is. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's
It's
just
why it's good to have two people,
mm-hmm.
because it just kind of it flows different than if I was by myself.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah. Because I think I told you this. I don't know if I said it on this podcast or not, but I know I told you I prefer, like, it's easier to edit this podcast because there's not much editing. The only thing I really had to change is like
Volume,
the volume,
probably.
yeah, or like if
Right,
there's an echo or something like that,
right,
like different things because, we're not in a studio, we're in our homes, you know what I mean?
right.
So, and we're not in the same city, so
Hmm.
things are going to happen. But when it's just me, it's like, there's a lot of stuttering going on.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of breaths being taken that I want to take out. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
I can get that. I definitely can
Yeah.
see that.
It's much easier to do like a conversation piece
Right,
than,
right.
just the solo one. But yeah,
Yeah.
even if I'm reading directly from a script like I do with the true crime, it's just like still it's a lot of editing I have to do, because I might freestyle or something, but like, oh, that don't sound right, so I got to go back and so it's a lot that
Take it
goes.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, you can reach us at you know what on Instagram. You can reach us at DannieBSpeaks and at Wellness and Women on Instagram. So we hope that you all have a great week. We hope that something was said that you could use in your personal life, something that touched you. We hope you get your kids a college application and fill it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
You know, ask them what they want to do. I don't care if it's trade school. Find
Right.
them somewhere to go when they graduate.
Yeah, and talk to them at first at home to see what they want to do, and then
Mhm.
involve yourself too. Tell them to go to their guidance. The schools still have guidance counselors,
They do.
so
Mhm.
just
They do. I am in
yeah,
constant communication with my child's guidance counselor.
right. If you don't understand, like if you didn't go through the college experience, whatever, that's perfectly fine. But if
But the
you,
school will help
the
you.
school will help you. That's what they're there for.
Yes. Well, you guys have a great week
Yes.
and be safe.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.